And back. Back to what I was saying about Lanayru. The move I was thinking of, the move I was thinking that it would get was not Thunderbolt. It was Discharge, and it's actually going to be getting that in 2 levels. Thunderbolt, it does not learn that. Also, drop down here, you get a very well hidden item, and it is a rare candy. I feel bad for whoever dropped that. Also, this perspective. You may recognize it if you've played more recent, the next successive Pokemon title. This guy's all standing behind a little map. Let's see what this map's got. This is the town map of, well, not town map, but just the map of Johto. So not quite as detailed as our Poke Gear, but it is a nice little detail. I think this is the only game they've actually done this, where there's a non-Pokemon Center map of a place. Actually, I don't even think that some Pokemon Centers have maps like that anymore. I'm regressing. Let's just keep going throughout this dungeon. An ether right next to this trainer if you tried to battle them. I like how there's optional trainers guarding items. I wish they would do that a lot more. I was actually just testing to see if it would go, of course. We're pretty high up here. My bird Pokemon are in prime form. The bird catcher model and a few other... There's a few trainer classes that do share overworld models. The bird keeper and a certain other trainer class we haven't encountered yet do share one. So just be wary of that. The bird keeper, as I was saying, their overworld sprite is identical to a certain other trainer class. I don't think we have encountered this trainer class yet, so you generally can tell what kinds of Pokemon a trainer is going to be using based on what their overworld sprite is. That is one of the few exceptions. Just let me hire into the lighthouse. And we have some... Okay, that other trainer over there is a rotating one. They're both kind of strong. You know that kid? Makes sense. Rain Dance. I don't think they have Swift Swim. I'm checking this now to see if they have Swift Swim. Holy World. I'm actually gonna go check see if they do actually have Swift Swim, because this isn't the first Poliwhirl or part of the Poly line that has used Rain Dance. Yeah, Swift Swim is not an ability you can have. It's its hidden ability, which hidden abilities didn't exist at this point. I mean, if they're trying to get the water type damage boost, that would make sense. But opponents don't generally play with that kind of mentality. Off screen, I went and bought 10 super potions, and Mom actually got me an 11. So now my OCD can stop acting up, and I can have 10 again. Sneak past you. You can get yourself a super repel. Wonder why that's in here. And sneak by you again. I think this might be the last floor. Yes, it is. Hey, it's an Ampharos. It's... Actually, wait, no, I gotta do this way. There we go. They look so adorable. Their name seems interested in Amphi. That is an interesting thing, and I didn't even intend to this. I believe Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos all have unique text for this specific room at this specific point because of this Ampharos named Amphi. Pop, hello. Its breathing is slight. Aww, poor Ampharos. I like Ampharos. I don't want an Ampharos being sick. This Pokemon has always kept the sea lit at night, but suddenly it got sick. It's gasping for air. I understand there's a wonderful pharmacy in Cianwood, but that's across the sea, and I can't leave Amphi unattended. Sounds like a job for a hero such as us. And why can't you just unlock the door? May I ask for some medicine? May you get some medicine for me, please? For you and for Amphi, anything. Come on, Lanayru, let's go. Amphi, I can't even. Good, another super potion. So my MEC is acting up again. Amphi. There are some hints at it being female, as male Mareep, Fluffy, and Ampharos do have different text. Females, I believe, don't react too differently. I believe they have the same generic text, but the males act differently. So it is somewhat implied Amphi is female, whereas in other media it's implied to be male, or not even specified, or not even implied, actually, in some other versions. When I mean different versions, I mean different forms of media, like the anime, manga, and other such incarnations of the series. It's never explicitly stated whether Amphi is male or female, which... that's something that really should be... I'm glad they don't say, oh yeah, this thing is male or female, this thing is male or female, and such and such and such. Because there's no gender-specific traits that Ampharos has. It's not like, say, Gyarados, where on Gyarados' model, well, not model, it's sprite. I'm not a technical person, so I don't know if it's model or sprite. You actually can see the different colored whiskers. Alright, we have gotten a mission from Jasmine, and we will do as she asks. Well, what she requests. Alright, you're gonna need Surf to go on from now on, which, this is the first time you are required to have Surf, which, not too terribly far away from, Morty's gym that we have to use it for the first time. There's a lot of side stuff you can do with it, but this is the first time to use it, and this is a fairly expansive route. There is a lot to do, and the Pokemon on this route also aren't terribly low-leveled like they normally are, so you can actually train on these pretty well. Not sure if there's any new encounters yet, as these are I mean, actually, there are some new encounters here yet. I just don't know if they're on this route or the next one, as this is 2 routes in 1. But most of what we're going to be finding here are things normally found by fishing, though unless you pick Totodile, you would have had to fish to get Surf to begin with. Well, actually, you could use Furret or Sentret, because they can learn Surf. A lot of Pokemon learn Surf, and that are strange to learn it, but I'm just rambling at this point. Actually, before we set out on the route, there's a few things you should go get beforehand. In the house by the Pokemart, there's an item that you actually should... not should get, but you should probably... Next to the Pokemart, or rather the Pokemon Center, there is an item you will want to get before progressing. Let's see, I believe it's this one, these guys. Pokemon trainers coming along, ever noticed the mountains sometimes there run bulls in the way, keeps them strength. That is some new information. I guess we actually have encountered strength boulders before. Remember into Olivine, always visit the Olivine Cafe. Everything on the menu always makes me not stop eating. Gobble gobble. Choke. I'm choking. That was close. I should chew before I swallow my food. That wouldn't have been pretty. I mean, did you use stockpile before you used swallow? Olivine Cafe is chock full of hearty fare for beefy sailors. There is one character who can appear here. Don't know if it's at this point in the story we have to progress a bit further, but this place really doesn't do anything for you. Kind of unfortunate, as it's an interesting looking place, but you don't get anything for it. Alright, now where's this house? I think this is the house. Where I read it says the house... Yes, this guy. Olivine is on the sea. If you go to the sea, there's bound to catch... I've fished for 30 years. Would you like to face the sea and fish? New angler attained the good rod. Yes. You were the person who was the cousin of the person by the Union Cape I was thinking of who gives us the rod. We have the good rod. There's not much difference between what you can catch with the good rod and the old rod, except on Route 40. And these are some Pokemon I would like to go over, though I'm probably not going to be encountering them, as that would take a long time. Now with that all sorted, we can finally get into the rest of the route. During the day, if you fish with the good rod in either Olivine City or on any of the next 2 routes, you will find Corsola. Well, you can find Corsola a whopping 3% of the time. It's a rock water type, a bit bulky, but its attacking stats and speed are on the lower end comparatively. It's good for learning a lot of HMs, but not a good water type. There's a lot of great water types coming up, and Corsola really can't hold a candle to either of them. Well, actually, any of them. Up next, if you fish at night with the good rod, you have a chance of finding Staryu. This thing is very fast, and it's got great special attack, especially when you evolve it into Starmie. However, you are going to be wanting many of the better moves Staryu gets as a Staryu, because being a water type evolution, you don't get any level up moves after evolving. You're going to want to keep it as a Staryu till some of the higher levels, unfortunately, where it then gets Hydro Pump. It gets Hydro Pump at level 55, its last move. But if you really don't want to wait for Hydro Pump and just want to use, say, Surf, I'd recommend just evolving it now and teaching it Surf. It's a great user of the move. With its very high special attack and good speed, it's going to be doing a lot of damage with it. It does also get a fair number of other moves. It has a very diverse move pool. You wouldn't expect it, but it does because it's a part Psychic type after evolving into Starmie. Very good. It does learn electric moves to counter some other water types, and also gets, oddly enough, Power Gem. Again, great Pokemon. Never personally used one, but can recommend it because the stats do look fantastic. Also, back to Voltorb, a Pokemon I kind of glossed over a bit in Olivine City. It has fantastic speed. 140 base speed as a Voltorb, but its special attack is only an 80. I kept remembering it as being a much higher special attack, but that might have been just me thinking, oh wow, it's an electric tap. It's an electric attacker, so it must have really high special attack. No, only an 80 base. Evolves at level 30. If you want one, okay, but Jolteon and even Ampharos are better. Coming up on Route 41, actually wait, let me interrupt myself for a second. Discharge. This is the electric move I was thinking of. It doesn't get Thunderbolt by level up, but Ampharos, well, the Ampharos line gets Discharge. I'd actually rather Discharge simply because it's better in double battles, and we don't run across double battles a whole lot, but when they do, I like Discharge a bit more. On to the next route, Route 41, actually convenient timing. We have Mantine, or Mantine, however you want to pronounce it. This thing is a special wall. Very good typing of Water Flying, gives it only 2 weaknesses, one of which is Rock, which it counters pretty well as most Rock types have very poor special defense. Its 80 special attack means it can do a decent amount of damage with moves like Surf and some other special water moves, though you're probably going to be using Surf on or Hydro Pump. It doesn't get any special flying type attacks by level up, you're going to have to wait until post-game for that. But it doesn't really need them, but it does suffer a bit like Gyarados, where it has one type that does add a bit of a hindrance without offering too many offense-oriented benefits. It gets a lot of physical flying moves, though you're probably not going to want to use those on a good special attacker. Well, not a good special attacker, a good special wall. Next, if you fish with the Good Rod on Route 41, you have a chance of finding Chinchou. Level 37, level 70, 20, level... Keep misreading my handwriting because it is terrible. At level 27, it will evolve into Lantern. Both of them are electric water types, which is a very unique type combination. It learns a lot of the special water moves and special electric moves both sides are known for, but it also gets Signal Beam, which helps cover up its weakness to grass. Having only 2 weaknesses, being grass and ground, it can cover them decently well. Ground is very weak to special attacks, as most of them are dual weak to water and have poor special defense, or just have either of those and both. Case in point, Rhydon and Golem. Its speed and physical stats leave a lot to be desired, but it does make up for it with a lot of HP, though its special attack is lower than that of Mantine, so if you want a bulky special water type, I'd recommend Mantine over Chinchou. Cloyster. Well, not Cloyster, well, Shelder. Cloyster is what you get for evolving it. Shelder is gotten by fishing with the Good Rod on Route 41. This does evolve with a Water Stone, so much like Starmie, you're going to have to resort to waiting out the levels until you're pretty deep in the game to then evolve it if you want those good moves on it. Though, with the way that Cloyster's stats are, being very, well, not very good, but having very good, that discounted myself. It has good physical attack and good special attack, as well as getting good moves on both sides. It's a very good user of the move Ice Shard, which is a priority ice move, which you're going to probably want for a couple battles later on, and a stellar 180 physical defense. This is probably one of the best physical walls you're going to be finding for a long time. Its pretty low 45 special defense compensates for this, but with some pretty good stats on both offense and physical defense, it does pretty well. The moves that it does use exceptionally well is its signature move, Icicle Spear. For this, you're going to want the ability Skill Link. Skill Link makes it so that every multi-hit move, so moves like Bullet Seed, Fury Swipes, Icicle Spear, always hit 5 times. On a move that might not have the best base power initially, multiply that by 5, factor in same type attack bonus. That's going to do a lot of damage. Actually, I remember doing the math once on it, and it hits 5 times for 10 power each. Multiply that 10 by 5, you have 50 base power, factor in save type attack bonus. That's a base 75 power move with an independent chance to critical hit every time. That's pretty good. Considering there's also a fair number of Pokemon that are weak to, well, actually, a fair number of Pokemon that are double weak to Ice, might be a good option to consider if your team is lacking an Ice type, and it is one of the few, I believe that actually the only Ice type we have seen that is accessible in this game. I don't consider Glaceon eligible for this because you have to trade over to a Sinnoh game and then evolve it there and then trade back. Cloyster is a great Pokemon, great stats, and great moves. It can really play whatever way you want, and it can fit well into most teams if you don't have a Water type or an Ice type. Actually, you're probably not going to have an Ice type on your team. Oh wait, Ice type is Lapras, that's what I'm thinking. It's not as good of a special attacker as Lapras is, but you're going to rather have it use physical moves because that is the naturally higher of its stats, and it is a better Ice Shard user than Lapras. The two are both tanky, though in different ways. Lapras is special-based, whereas Cloyster is, of course, physical-based. I'd recommend Cloyster over Lapras simply because it does have the better attacking stats and that absurd physical defense. That physical defense is absurd. I always forget it's that high. That is all we have on Route 41, and of course, battle. And conveniently enough, we're actually right here. You might have noticed in the corner of the screen there were a couple swirling vortices of water. We can't go there yet. We unfortunately do not have the HM necessary to go across those yet, and we won't be getting that HM accessible to us for a while. Also, there's one thing I'm just remembering now that I probably should have mentioned before coming here. You're going to want a Pokemon that is a flying type. Well, not every flying type, but you're going to want a bird Pokemon. So Pidgey, any of the Pidgey line, any of the Hoot Hoot line, and Pokemon generally like that. As if you don't, you're going to have to be surfing all the way back. You might be wondering why I'm saying that, as we don't have any means to go back without surf yet. Oh, don't worry. Things will change soon. We made it here to Cyanwood City, went across, those kind of go hand in hand, going across the water and getting to Cyanwood City. We climbed the lighthouse, made it to Cyanwood City, and have been able to, well, not been able to finish the task that Jasmine sent us on. We will be able to do that in the next episode, and we will also just explore Cyanwood City next time. See you guys later here in Cyanwood City. I will leave you on this very peaceful music.